So I'm very pleased to introduce Etsy ZSM's POC number one, which is being championed by Sprint and Deutsche Telekom. Serge, I think Serge is here, and I don't think, no, neither Serge nor Klaus are here today. So that's a bummer, but otherwise, if you know them, please speak to them and they could talk to it. They've been super helpful in guiding us towards real-world network operator concerns, and they're also as well as keeping us aligned with the requirements and evolving architecture of Etsy ZSM itself. So let me first start off by bringing, today, as Nurit had mentioned earlier, I'm not actually providing a demo. I only have 10 minutes, and we're going to introduce, yes? Ah, Klotz, yes, Michael Klotz. Typo, Mikhail Klotz. My middle name is Mikhail. So I will fix my slide. So we're not actually providing a demo right now. We're actually going to do that at our booth for the whole conference. It's D6 across the hall here, opposite side of the stairwell. I'm also presenting it on Thursday, so please come see that presentation, and we'll go into great detail. We have a full-blown demo. We have sequence diagrams. We have architectural diagrams. We have everything, and we can go into any depth on that. Today, I'm just going to introduce what we've done, and please note that we started this POC back in June. It got approved. So as Klaus mentioned at the beginning, the POC program is both to inform and conform, right? So we are providing leading ideas. We are an implementation. We have technologies. We can do zero-touch network and service management. And our objective here by bringing a POC team together is to inform the ISG, show them a working reference model of how this could be done, as well as then conform and take inputs from the ISG as well, so that we can align under their standard architecture, align under interfaces and other specifications that evolve over time. And so it's a bit of hopscotch, right? It's because we showed first, and the architecture diagrams have been evolving right up into the last couple of weeks. And so, we're showing capabilities for zero-touch network and service management, and then they're bringing back specifications and requirements, which we will align to. So the first scenario is about autonomic closed loop. And as you can imagine, zero-touch network and service management would be about. And it's about automating end-to-end SLAs across multi-vendor, multi-domain scenarios. So the first use case was secure VoLTE. And we're going to show, we're starting not on day 0, but we're starting on day 1. There is a deployed service. It's running. It's healthy. And there is a denial of service attack. And the denial of service attack degrades the service. And we're going to show how this system, the ZSM framework-based system, actually responds to that event and reconfigures, addresses the fault, and restores the service to the SLA. And I'm really pleased. We have a fantastic team here. And once again, as Klaus had noted, we have some members that are in the ISG, as well as some members that are not in the ISG, but still nonetheless actively engaged. So that includes Amazon Web Services that provided the infrastructure. We used 3 separate AWS zones to represent 3 discrete isolated domains. We have Amdocs that's providing customer management, as was described by Uwe earlier as the sort of customer management portal, or not the customer management portal, but the I'm sorry, what was the term? Yes, the digital storefront, which includes things like a customer management portal. And EnterpriseWeb is providing the ZSM framework. Exfo provided service monitoring. Fortinet gave us security VNF. InfoSim resource monitoring, and Metaswitch gave us an IMS VNF. The POC also includes Radisys EPC, which as well as Cord. So you're probably familiar with pretty much all of the actors here. This whole solution was deployed from scratch on AWS from zero, from nothing, in under 2 days, including onboarding all the vendors, making all the integrations, modeling the services, and deploying it. better suited for ZSM. A model for abstracting standard LCM operations, and actually it was Diego, no, I'm sorry, Uwe again, actually mentioned maybe in the control that you could actually have generic VNFM capability, and then you might be modeling sort of all of your multiple VNFMs or multiple controllers to standard ETSI, NFV, LCM terms potentially, and then you could be attaching workflows, et cetera, that might be executed. So the idea of having a standard LCM operations abstracted so that you can have control, because again, you imagine a multi-vendor, multi-domain scenario. If I want to speak to that service and I need to stop that service, how do I say stop to that service in a way that it translates to discrete commands to every single one of the participating virtual network function packages that are deployed, right? So I need to have an abstraction over the top to be able to do that. That's really critical for ZSM to succeed. And we also provided sequence diagrams so that it's very clear as to exactly what we're doing. And the term orchestration, of course, is used all across. It's baked into Mano as far as management and orchestration. But we would actually call this orchestration. When you're actually interacting with, was again the term I think that Uwe had used. When an architecture is interacting across multiple domains, and it's actually implementing automation over multiple domains, over multiple VNF packages, that higher level orchestration is really choreography, right? Because that interaction is going to have to be, remember when you're now talking about multiple services deployed over multiple domains, I can't just take discrete linear series of actions and assume that my end is good. I actually have to be constantly interacting with all of the virtual network functions across those domains to create a single view of the state of the service, and then push down commands down to them logically, and then assure them collectively as well. That's not a single action, it's not a linear action, it's a non-linear set of constant interactions to know and control the state of that network service. And it is an intent-based network service. So very early on, we lined up with the core principles, and I'm referencing the document and the principles that we aligned with as far as ETSI ZSM. I suggest you go check that out. Then also we aligned with the ZSM requirements document. This goes back to June. So as of ZSM, as of June, we were already mapping to 50% of the requirements. And now I would say we're probably mapping to about 80–90% of the requirements with our second demo that we're doing here. In demo number 2, so that was the first demo. The demo we're going to be presenting here is we took that same with 100% reuse. With 100% reuse, so we're using the same Amazon domains, we're using all the same players, Fortinet, Metaswitch, Radisys, EPC, et cetera. We were able to create a different scenario, a different service, based on going to an external system, a customer management system, which is Amdocs. And Amdocs is playing the role of a customer management system and is providing SLA, subscriber SLA data, service level information, to the ZSM system. The ZSM system is running. The customer wants to take a HD video. That HD video will go beyond the scope of their SLA. Their SLA won't support that HD video. The customer management system will make a decision. It will have internal logic to decide that it can't support it. It will make an automated offer to the customer. The customer takes the offer. That offer comes back down to a new SLA config, back to the SLA management system, which implements the new SLA. It essentially treats that as an event coming from the northbound side, sees the new SLA, reevaluates the entire environment, and brings it up, the configs up to spec to support the HD video, all in real time. Right? So again, we can demonstrate that. You can imagine it takes a little bit more time to discuss that thoughtfully, but I really appreciate the opportunity to introduce the POC to you here today. So thank you, enjoy the workshop.